Hey there, I'm Lauren. Day one of Comic-Con was all about the cast of Twilight, and we have the highlights from Rob's strange new haircut, to sexy honeymoon footage, to the surprise for fans. It's in today's Pop Sugar Rush. Kristen Stewart, Robert Pattinson, and Taylor Lautner made Twilight fans go wild as they descended on San Diego once more for this year's Comic-Con.
Comic-Con was where it all started as well, though. I mean, the first time I saw the big crowds, that was Comic-Con, like 2008.
The trio was of course on hand to talk about their latest film, Breaking Dawn Part 1, and Pop Sugar editor Lauren Turner is here to share the biggest highlights as the cast hit the stage.
The entire Breaking Dawn cast met with reporters yesterday to chat about the film at a press conference, but outside people had been camped out for days to catch a glimpse of the stars, and it definitely paid off for them.
They're extremely dedicated. They've been sleeping here since Monday.
Ashley Greene, Nikki Reed, Elizabeth Reeser, Julia Jones, and Boo Boo Stewart got up at dawn to surprise fans waiting in line. But it was inside the panel that the Twilight diehards really got a treat.
When I got to set and I saw everybody sitting in the pews, and it was just so beautiful.
Kristen, Robert, and Taylor were all on hand, and they talked about the highly anticipated wedding scene. But fans also got a sneak peek at what happens after the wedding when Bella and Edward are on their honeymoon.
The cast debuted a very sexy clip that showed Bella getting ready for her wedding night, and she walks out onto the beach wearing nothing but a towel to meet Edward. Now that scene wasn't in the book, but needless to say, it got plenty of catcalls from the audience.
The cast also addressed the very graphic birth scene in the film, which Robert said was his favorite scene to shoot because it allows Edward to be more vulnerable than he usually is. But speaking of Robert, what was going on with his hair?
Rob showed up to Comic-Con with a completely new hairstyle. It's buzzed on one side and a little bit longer on the other, and it's actually for his movie Cosmopolis. But the funny thing is, he just wrapped that last week, so maybe Rob's keeping this look for good. But I say he should buzz it.
After they were done with their Comic-Con duties, Rob and Kristen hopped in a car together, which a fan captured in this video, while the rest of their castmates made their way to a special Summit entertainment party. We were there on the red carpet to greet them as Nikki Reed told us about what it was like being at the festival this year.
To see people sleep on the streets for a day, 2 days, 7 days, whatever it is, and feel that passionate about something is truly like the definition of remarkable.
With filming wrapped on the series, the actors have sadly had to say goodbye to their characters, but what will they miss the least about the franchise?
Sitting in my trailer for days and days and hours and hours.
I will not miss the lenses that scratch my eyeballs every day. Probably getting picked up at 4:15 in the morning to sit through 3 hours of hair and makeup. Waiting around in white makeup and a wig is like absolutely brutal.
The Comic-Con fun continues today with two other huge events as the cast of True Blood and The Amazing Spider-Man both take the stage.